Welcome back to another great opportunity to do a learning video. Today we're going to look at something very cool from Microsoft, the XLOOKUP function. And certainly I always recommend going to Microsoft Support's webpage and looking at it. They have great people and fantastic people, and they do a great job at marketing and really talking about their products. So if you go to the webpage, you can see all the what you can do with the XLOOKUP function. So we don't have to get into that, but we will look at a couple things about it. First of all, it's not available in 2016 or 2019. It looks to be a next generation product that will replace the VLOOKUP. It does it in a very cool manner. So as you're starting to get used to things, it's really awesome because it allows you to pick the array, your return array, and you can do a multi-column return array. It replaces the VLOOKUP, which is still available. Obviously, it's our bread and butter calculation for all of you corporate people who are living on that. But you know as well as I know that when we get stuck sometimes with a VLOOKUP, we have to do a lot of things. We have to sometimes either change the table array, or we have to do some indexing and matching and offsetting. You know what I'm talking about. It's one of those things. But in this particular case, let's just take a look at this. Now, Microsoft does a good detail. So for those of you looking at syntax, already looked up and said, oh, there it is. Lookup array, lookup value, lookup array, return array. Yeah, just a piece of cake, right? Just like the VLOOKUP, right? We didn't have to go any further. You can start doing it. And then these brackets, look, if not found. Ooh, I can enter text if it's not found in a match mode, kind of like, true and false of VLOOKUP. Let's take a look at it. So lookup value, what are we looking up? That makes sense. The lookup array, where are we looking it up? The return array, what do you want me to return? Well, that's different, right? The return array is a little bit different because if you look up, it's just different, right? Because in that regard, we only had really one array. Now we have a return array. And do you want me to add text if it's not found? It gives you the pound default NA. We've seen that with the VLOOKUP. But you can add other text. And look at this, exact match. If not found, return the next smaller item. Larger items. So if you're doing numbers and sequential lookups and everything, this is important if you're looking for, like, say, a shipping value, shipping costs, and those kind of things. You can do next smaller, next larger. A wildcard, that's really cool. And then specify the search mode to use. And we can even enter wildcards inside. Oh, this is the wildcard up here. Match mode. So it's actually pretty cool. Let's hold this one off because I'm getting too kind of fancy with this. And I want to really just focus on the XLOOKUP. Now here I put this table together. You probably recognize it from the water sports example. And I put the employee ID field over here just because you don't always have a choice of redesigning tables and you have to get crazy. But the XLOOKUP might be your choice, right? Let's just put it over here and let's see what we can do. So we have our lookup value sitting inside Q3, expected value. So let's go for it. Equals XLOOKUP. And certainly I'm not going to try one of these formulas, walk through it. And you see the arrays right there, but let's use the function builder. And let's do it simple. So we're going to look up what? This. Yep, that works. The lookup array. Well, here's the employee ID field. I'm just going to highlight it right now. I know I could have clicked the column and stuff, but it's a new formula. It's not that new, but it's relatively new compared to the other ones we sometimes talk about. Okay, return array. This is a killer. Watch this. I'm going to do two arrays. I'm going to do a double return array because I can return two arrays there. If it's not found, write this employee is no longer here. Match mode 1. See if we get it working. Yep. I know my Mac does that thing where it's like this. We hit done. It returned it. And look what it returned. How cool was that? It gives you, it gives you the first one, which is, for employee 10. Gives you 31,200. For those of you doing VLOOKUP, like, no big deal. Watch this though. This is a little shaded out because it returns it's a complex, a volatile formula. I think that's what the word Microsoft's using. This one has a color. This one's kind of grayed out a little bit. As you can see, it's kind of grayed out over here. But it returned a double array. It gave me expected salary and hourly wage. That's a game changer. So I can pull back a double array and pull it in. I could also have done a single array. But I thought that was phenomenal. So if I wanted to pull back more information, rather than doing a second VLOOKUP once I fix my table to work with a VLOOKUP. That's just amazing. And so now I have my employee ID. As I change this, I get both their expected salary and their hourly wages. We know what they're making. So I thought that was a great example of what we could do. And I hope you enjoyed this small learning video. Let me know if you have any questions and comments.